together hand in hand till it was almost dark. Now I wake up Sunday morning.
Welcome to the Candy Wrapper 19. A program with mega backbone. And that's the way it's gonna be from here on out. I don't withdraw from a fight. So, here we go. Want to remind you, Candy Wrapper at charter.net.
Yeah,
send me your questions, your comments, whatever.
Put it through the mail and it's legal.
To you.
Stop you.
And don't forget.
Okay.
I don't withdraw from a fight. So, here we go.
No, where's it? That's the way it's going to be from here on out. I don't withdraw from a fight. So, here we go. Just want to remind you, Candy Wrapper at charter.net. Send me your questions, your comments, whatever. I'll be happy to get back to you. And don't forget the Willmar Women's Safe Shelter, Safe Avenues, 235-0962, or 24-hour crisis line, 1-866-223-1111. I'll be going through some of the records here in a little bit. There's still a lot of domestic violence out there. I wish somebody else besides me would talk about it, but hey, that's the way Willmar works. And again, being it's summer and everybody likes to drink beverages, please collect your Pop Tops for Ronald McDonald House. This is just some that my friends and I collect. We like to drink our beverages also. Non-alcoholic and alcoholic, but still, people, do me a favor and collect them, drop them off at McDonald's. People would appreciate it. Once again, I want to mention Little Texas playing out at Peps on June 19th. You can get tickets from J-Mark, 320-905-8407. And I think you can get them out at Steve's, out at Pep Sports Bar and his barbershop. Be a good time, good band. And a friend of mine has, it's called the Rusty Eyeball Rat Rod Show, car show. That's July 18th. Got motorcycles, free swap meet, free camping, free car corral. It's always a good time if you like rat rods and hot rods. So, let's get on with it. Let's talk a little bit on this no to Willmar City Council censorship. You know, this is a Tribune opinion, which they always like to voice their opinion, kind of like me, but mine's more based on facts. Theirs seems to be just however they want to put it. It's funny that Steve Gardner talked at the last council meeting about this. Said he didn't want censorship, excuse me, because he didn't think it was right. But he told me that I talked too much on, like I said on the last one, that I campaigned during an open forum, which I did not. There are so many people that like to say mistruths out there. Here's what Mr. Gardner said on January 2nd of this year on his Facebook page. The public forum, before the cameras are turned on. That's what he wants. He doesn't want the cameras on. That's what he said before. I like the idea. A public forum is a good idea, but it's become a sideshow. Now he changes his mind because he was called an idiot. Hey, did you ever try that shoe? Be careful what you write on your Facebook page. You guys. So on that, I think everybody should have the right, as long as they're within reason, to speak their mind, especially at city council. We spend a lot of money in this town. They keep hammering us on taxes, on everything, utility rates, whatever. I think we should have that right to at least speak our mind. And somebody asked me what's going on out at the old wastewater treatment plant. They saw a bunch of cars being moved around. People want to know if it's for city officials' storage of their personal items or what. But I was told it was some of the old stuff from the old wastewater treatment plant and stuff, but I kind of have an idea that not all of it is for that. So, you that asked, that's all I can tell you right now. I do have some other information, but hey, let's get on to the dog park. The dog park, a place for man's best friend. Well, I've had 3 hunting dogs. I'm not against dogs, but I am against that dog park. It was told to us at a council meeting that there would be private funds raised, approximately, this is by Mr. Gardner, $60,000. And now that that city master park plan got passed, it seems that this dog park and the financing has all kind of been absorbed into that master plan. Now, I don't think that's what we were told, and I don't think that's right. I could see the city providing the area for the park, but I think the people need to ante up who want it and pay for it. None of my tax dollars need to go out there. You people that want to, and however you want to run it. But maybe Mr. Gardner can be the custodian out there and clean up the place when everybody's done all the time. You know, there is a virus called parvovirus. That's very bad. I lost a dog to it. Who's going to check these dogs for all their shots every time they come in? And who's going to maintain that a dog isn't more aggressive than another dog? And who's going to pay when somebody's dog gets injured, killed, somebody gets bit, somebody's dog dies of parvovirus, whatever? There's a lot of questions out there, people. It isn't just a matter of having a place. We have plenty of places for people to walk their dogs in town. There's plenty of parks, not a dog park. But people can't even pick up the dog droppings in town the way it is. Some do, some don't. Is it policed real hard? No. This dog park, in my opinion, again, like I say, the show is based on, I don't go for it. But, hey, you guys raise the funds, you do what you want, let's see how it plays out. So, on that, we'll move on again. Yeah, I don't even want to read this. Another Tribune, Left Central Spittoon editorial. Former nurse admits to stealing meds. Well, people, that's what we deal with. Stole some medical prescriptions, or prescribed to residents of a New London nursing home. Where does this go wrong all the time? Oh, for you that like tractor pulls, you like power, horsepower, noise, smoke. There's a tractor pull. It's the Nationals down at Hutchinson Fairgrounds, June 19th and 20th, 7 o'clock. Admission is $20, children $12. Advanced are 18 and 10. I've been there like 4 times. It's really a good time if you like that kind of stuff, horsepower. So keep that in mind. Put that on your schedule. I'll be talking about it again down the road. Let's talk about the yellow bike program in Willmar. You know, I talked to a city official. It's kind of funny. The yellow bikes, what was there? Start out with 41, I think. And they never said at city council meeting, Steve Bresentine never mentioned this, but there was 28 accounted for out of 41. That's 13 bikes. Something happened to them. These bikes come from the impound lot. They take them up to Rick Schwinn. He refurbishes them, repaints them, that nice yellow color. And so really, that program doesn't seem, it works to a certain point, but it doesn't work. Of all the bike programs I've checked on, everywhere in the United States, I don't think there's one that's really been that successful. And then I was also told that this one bike program had put GPS trackers under the seats. The bike was in Colorado, and they found it at, I think it was at Yellowstone Park. Now, people are going to pick them up, throw them on, take them with them, whatever. That's not the intention, people, but that's what we have to deal with. So, Dennis Anderson said at the last council meeting that, oh, Steve Bresentine, you did a good job. That's so great for Willmar. Come on, give me a break. The yellow bike program. Let's see how this one plays out. But how much are we going to keep sticking in to that program when we have potholes in Willmar, we have other issues, we have seniors out there struggling, we have people out there struggling, but we'll put 5, 10, 15,000 into that program, 60,000 into a dog park. Let's get our issues in line here, prioritized, and let's help people. Let's put the money where it needs to be. And again, people, if I make mistakes on here, talking once in a while, that's the way it is. I'm not going to edit it. I'm not going to change it. I don't edit stuff like my buddy on Facebook. Here's one edit, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times he edited one little paragraph. I don't know if he wants to be so perfect. Hey, I'm not perfect, and I'm not trying to be. All I'm trying to do is voice my opinion on this stuff. But again, this bike program, another one, I don't get it. Then I want to talk about the accident that was over at the Recall Ron area booth after the school bond voting referendum. People were talking kind of nasty about this gal that was over there. And like I said, the sign she had in her car, I made. But the thing was, there was a gal who went over there who was an school hall cop. Used to have long fingernails with a gold handcuff hanging from one of her fingernails. So she goes over there. I don't know, she thought she was, maybe she still wants to be a cop, whatever. And she asked these two people that were in the accident for their IDs and their proof of insurance. That's totally out of line, people. And those two people should have never gave anybody except the cops or exchanged between themselves. But you never give your information to any bystander out there. All she wanted to do was snoop in and see who the people were, especially the one that had this Ron supporter sign in her window. This gal was totally out of line, and she's going to be out of line from here on out, the way I see it. So, that's the way that works. I was out at my buddy's gravesite yesterday. I made a grave marker for him, monument, out of stainless steel, 304 stainless. And was out there polishing it up. You people that have relatives, family in the cemeteries close, please go out and take care of that gravesite area. Clean the headstones, keep it policed up. When I go out there and I see that, and I know there's some families that aren't around this area anymore, it's kind of sad that, once you're dead, you're kind of forgotten. Yeah. Like I said, I built this monument for my friend out of stainless. It's really cool. But that's another thing I do for my friends. And I'm going up to see another handicapped friend of mine tomorrow, up by Hibbing. And I told him I'd never let him be forgotten, and I mentioned him before, and I'm going up there to see him again. And he's looking forward to it, and so am I. So people, don't forget about people. Don't ever question if I volunteered for anything. I do a lot for people. Don't ever question me, because I don't have to answer to certain people. Okay, my condolences go out to John Tradup family. John passed away last Thursday. His funeral will be next Monday at 10:30 a.m. Visitation from 9:30 to 10:30 at the church, Calvary Lutheran. So, I'll miss you, John. We had a lot of good talks. This cool guy. He was on top of a lot of things. So, anyway. Oh, Recall Ron people, getting back to them. Please, I heard you had to move your tent back over by Rice Park because you were kind of taking all the vision away from the intersection there. Have a little common sense when you set up. I know you want to get this done real bad, but hey. And another thing is, you've been in my neighborhood 3 times in the last 3 weeks. My neighbors and a lot of my people in the ward are getting tired of being kind of harassed. And now you're going to set up over by the music in the park. Is there nowhere that people can go in this town that you aren't going to be bugging them all the time? Hey, I mean, I know you have the right, but this is getting a little out of control. My opinion again. I'm sticking to it. Okay. Avian flu strikes the 40th Candioi County farm. Well, it's funny Jenny O. Hormel doesn't say anything about it. You would think they would, but on that, let's go to this. Willmar Schools approved budget. It says here that the Willmar School Board approved the 2015-2016 budget Monday with expenditures of $49.8 million. With a 2% increase each year for the next 2 years. That says Other unknowns that factored into the budget were employee contract settlements and the impact of avian influenza. Now, why is that such a big deal? We had that before we voted. Why wasn't that brought up? Because, oh, you wanted that school pass. Now, if we lose some of these people and enrollment drops, now, who is the burden going to be put on? You guys should be ashamed of yourself. You won't say it one time, but now you'll say it as kind of a cover because, oh, if something doesn't work here, we're going to blame the avian flu. Well, let's have Hormel tell us, is that going to be a big impact on our schools, on their employees? Haven't heard anything? Come on. It's not hard to figure out, but that's the way Willmar works. Insurance companies seek big premium hikes. Blue Cross Blue Shield of Minnesota proposes raising its plan premiums more than 50%. Time Insurance Company seeks a 74% increase. Unbelievable. And then you want to keep nailing us in Willmar because you want to keep spending. Why? Everything else keeps going up. People in Willmar don't make good money. Some do, most of them don't. And a lot of other people, like me, are paying for others. Why is that? Hey, study will help city determine spending needs for buildings. Well, here again, the approved budget for this project, this study, $50,000. You know, this, getting consulting firms in here. Again, will we pay people big money and we can't have those people figure out what's going on here? You know, on this, I'm going to talk about, let's see if I can find that one. Real quick, sorry. Yeah. City employee group seeks state backing as a bargaining unit. We spent 50 grand here. We got 17 department heads that are whining because they haven't had a raise in 2 years. Well, too bad. You work in Willmar, Minnesota, you live, well, a lot of you don't live in town, you live outside of town. Willmar's not good enough for you, but the pay is. No, it's not. You're making over $100K, I've mentioned before, with benefits, probably $125,000, $130,000, and you're whining because you haven't had a raise for 2 years. And why all of a sudden is this coming up? Because the city administrator separation and she got paid off, and you think, well, there must be money there, so I'm going to try to nail them. But we need to spend $50,000 on a study, consultation fees. You guys should be ashamed of yourself. Give me a break. If you don't like it here, quit. Quit. You guys are whining. Be on the city council. $7,500 a year. I'm pretty sure that's what it still is, last I checked. And they take a beating that's part-time for $7,500 a year. And you guys are making $125K plus, and you're whining? Hey, quit. Run for city council. End of story. Get a life, you guys. Here's a good one. Meeker County Sheriff deputy sentenced for tasing another cop. Oh, unbelievable. Well, somebody must have been ticked off a little bit. I like to tase a couple people sometimes. That's the way it is. Well, I mentioned this one before. Spicer Ninja Warrior is coming. If Willmar's such a big regional center, why isn't here? Robbins Island would have been the perfect spot for it, in my opinion. Or over at the old school where I went to high school on 7th Street. Right on the field there. Got stands. Hey, it would have been perfect. But no, it's going to Spicer. But it's for a good project. I think it's Grace Place for abused women and stuff. Good program, but I just think the wrong place. But hey, that's the way that goes too. Let's get to the records a little bit. We have some vehicle break-ins. We have a car stolen. We have another felony domestic assault by strangulation. Domestic assault, another one. And then, oh, they caught that guy that stole $10,000 worth of electronics out of Walmart. That's a good one. Of course, he wasn't too smart anyway. But That's how Willmar works. Burglary damage and property damage, vehicle break-in, indecent exposure on 6th Street over by the Eagles. Well, you might not get stabbed by a sharp object, but you might get stabbed by a dull one, but be careful, people. Oh, here's that. When I mentioned what's in the old wastewater treatment plant, for you people that are curious, I'm running out of time, but we're going to go over a little bit of it. Here's the one I got from Kevin Halliday on, because people were questioning him. It says bigger tools are located on the old site to tear apart equipment, pumps. 3 vehicles are stored at the site: lift truck, electrical truck, maintenance, mechanic truck, 1 air conveyor, 2 portable generators, 7 trash pumps, a lot of discharge hoses, biosolids, field tractor, biosolids, honey wagon, equipment spare parts, miscellaneous pipe, cold storage has some equipment for public works, salvage equipment from old demo from the old site. And then it says warm cold storage building, salvage equipment from demo old site.
Wow.
So hopefully that answers your questions, what I said earlier.
Whoever you are.
Excuse me, a little breezy in here.
You're breezy,
like I said,
too.
I'm breezy, but hey, that's the way that goes.
That's the way that is, man. You're breezy.
Here is the separation agreement and release of claims. I got right from the city office. Just a couple I want to mention right now. People, you should get a copy of this. This is very interesting. I don't have time to go over the whole thing, but here's one: attorney fees. Number 5, it says within 20 calendar days after her last day of employment, city shall reimburse employee $2,500 for attorney fees. Number 6, payment for disputed claims. Within 20 calendar days following employee's last day of work for the city shall pay employee $50,000 in settlement of and release all existing potential claims as noted in this agreement. So you people that keep mentioning Ron's behind this, well, we'll get to the end here. Return of property, number 16. Employee agreed to immediately return any city property that is in her possession, with the exception of the city's iPad. When I said she took her personal computer, misstated that. What I meant was she took the city's iPad, but they allowed her to take it, which is transferable to the ownership of the employee. And it says the city will provide the employee with a reasonable opportunity to remove all their personal effects from her office in a manner that is not embarrassing at a time when the city staff are not present. See? Something isn't right there because, like I said, every place I worked, when they walked somebody out,
Like
they
you?
were right there checking
When they
your
walked you
toolbox,
out, Bob?
checking your desk drawer, checking whatever.
When you
to
got
make sure
fired, you
weren't
mean,
taking
from
any
every
public
job
stuff.
you've ever had?
Or not public, but
Ran off the job, Bob?
company-owned stuff. So anyway, it goes on.
Oh, man,
But at
you
the end
are
here,
killing me.
this was dated March 23rd, 2015, and the 3 names on here, witness is Charlene's, Mark Calvin, and Kevin Halliday. I don't see any Ron Christensen stuff on there. Again, Mr. Mayor Calhoun initiated it, orchestrated it, boom, there it is. Get a copy of it and read it. Well, we're getting close to time here.
I got to mention this guy on Facebook.
Yeah,
a little
here
bit.
we go. I'm sorry. I made farting noises just now.
He's been making some snide comments to people,
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
myself included. I don't know which ones are directed at me. Some I do, some I don't.
I don't know.
But a gal didn't like it, and she said, laughing out loud, "Not sure who you are or what your deal is, but you just always come across as mentally ill, ticking time bomb.
Yep.
I hope you get the help you need." And of course, then he goes back and says, try to find a reason to smile. He says, "Oh, you might have me confused with the candy wrapper." Yeah, I don't think so, buddy. There's a lot of difference between me and you.
Oh,
And
yes.
be careful what you say about cross-dressing to certain people. I don't know who that was intended for.
What?
But all I'm going to say is you have some gay friends out there. Don't be upsetting that apple cart, buddy. That will not go good for you. Don't be bringing any heat towards the GLTB people. Hey, and I know you have some gay friends out there.
Yeah. All my friends are gay.
And I'm not knocking them. All I'm saying is
No, all
you
of
be
them are
careful
gay.
what you say.
Every single last
You
one.
got a problem with your mouth and your fingers writing stuff.
Ooh, my fingers.
And then you're talking about a Ku Klux Klan rally across the street the same night.
Oh, I changed
some
that.
little
I edited
things
that.
going on uptown.
I edited that to say Tea Party.
Boy, you just...
I thought
picture
KKK
of,
rally was a little too
your
hot,
mom
so
with
I
the
edited
plastic
that
mask
to
on? Somebody asked me. I don't know.
Tea
I don't
Party.
know.
Tea Party rally. That's what I
Hey,
said.
whatever.
It's still there. You can read
Be
it.
careful what you put on there.
Tea Party
I'm only going
rally.
to mention a few things now because
Yeah,
you aren't
that's
worth
where I
my
draw
time.
the line. Republicans.
So
I
anyway,
love Republicans.
gotta go.
I get along with
Candy
Republicans
Wrapper
all day
20
long.
coming up. Try to remember the Rusty Eyeball Car
God,
Show.
I
Keep
couldn't
your
my
Pop
mouth
Tops.
shut, could I?
Peps.
I literally couldn't keep my mouth
concert.
shut. I tried. This is the second
Yeah.
time I tried to
Try to
get
find a
through this
reason to
without saying
smile.
anything.
But don't be a mama's boy, and
Oh.
definitely don't be a crier.
Yep, that's
so
right.
until the next
I
time,
don't care.
hey,
Anyway.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So anyway, I tried to get through it without saying anything, but I couldn't, and there you go. I said some stuff, and I'm not doing it again, so
Remember Sunday.
who cares?